Today, we're going to talk about the theory that some people have about the demons from Hazbin Hotel and Helluva boss being aliens in some sense, and how that plays out into what we call the ancient aliens theory. However, I would really say this is less of a theory video, and really more so one of my general discussion videos about how this idea relates to the show overall. My name is Impcut, smash the subscribe button like it's girl cut, and if you haven't seen it yet, check out the video where we show you how I went from being an imp to an angel. Link in the pinned comment down below. Go support the video if you want to see more cool animations like that, or the ones in the background of my office here. Now, in the Helluva shows, many of the elite demons are modeled after the real-life demonology writings that surround Judaism and Christianity. We don't see God himself, but instead, we get the angels in heaven, such as the Seraphim and the Ophanim, who we know to be real angelic classes mentioned in the Bible. It is the angels who created the humans, and the angels who inherit their souls in what we think of as heaven, or else evil souls seem to manifest in hell. This is in line with our spiritual ideas of angels and demons. However, things take a weird turn when you realize that in the sky of hell, we can actually see heaven itself, which looks like a moon or even a small planet in the distance. In addition to heaven, there is also another body in the sky that looks like a dark sun with a 5-pointed star or pentagram above it, much like the pentagram that hangs over Pentagram City. With all this in mind, while hell is referred to as a pit created by Lucifer when he gave Eve the fruit of forbidden knowledge, it also appears to just be another planet somewhere out there in the universe. And that makes sense when you consider how much of Helluva boss hints at this idea. One of the key characters is of course Stolas, one of the real-life demons written about in the Ars Goetia. His real-life description has him as being an owl-looking demon who has a special understanding of plants and especially the stars. In the show, this is reflected not just with a space theme that he has, but with a sort of unholy mission given to Stolas by his father, Paimon, to examine the stars that surround the Earth. Paimon, like Stolas, is a demon written about in real life, with him being listed as a king in the Ars Goetia, outranking Stolas, who is just a prince. In the show, Paimon gives Stolas his grimoire, which we know to deal particularly with portals and astrology-based magics. Blitz stole this grimoire in the pilot because he needed a way to travel to Earth, but the grimoire's powers extend far beyond just the Earth. Paimon gave the grimoire to Stolas, saying that he would use it to study the stars that surround the Earth and the prophecies that they contain, but Stolas seems to be able to use it to go just about anywhere he wants. In episode 2 of Helluva boss, for instance, he takes Octavia out into a strange solar system, where all the planets are being pulled into the sun, showcasing the destruction of all things, but Octavia being safe through it. In Season 2, we also see that Stolas was going to use it to show Octavia an event called Azathoth's Tears. This is a meteor shower that Stolas claims to represent the tears of beings who yearn to exist but never will, Azathoth being a Lovecraftian god of primordial chaos. In this scene, Stolas even calls this location their corner of reality and says that mortals watching the same meteor shower would see it as only a meteor shower without its spiritual significance. All of this to say, while it's possible that the Earth is in another dimension separate from heaven and hell, the show indicates that hell and heaven are both round planets somewhere out there in space. And in a way, that does make these characters kind of aliens. This would be particularly true for the native species of hell. This includes demons like imps, hellhounds, succubus, and other species that are born in hell without ever having lived on Earth. These native demons to hell actually have a lot more in common with the animals of Earth than humans who end up in hell as sinners, as they are immortal and in many ways purely magical. They are the power of a soul having been manifest, which they can then use to trade with each other for more power, whereas the native demons are experiencing a life similar to ours on Earth as well as the animals around us, with birth and growth and death. The native demons then are essentially alien species that exist somewhere far away from Earth, but with the help of the elites, have been influencing Earth for quite some time. Now, in Hazbin Hotel, Lucifer seems to have a very hands-off approach to the Earth after having been cast into hell. This was already a great punishment for him, and all that mattered at this point, according to him, was making sure that Charlie herself was safe. Despite Lucifer not wanting to interfere with the Earth anymore, the rest of the elite demons, particularly the Ars Goetia and the other 6 sins, seem to be very involved with conquering the Earth. Now, despite being considered the 7 deadly sins collectively, Lucifer seems to mostly be focused on the Pride Ring, where sinners are kept, but the other 6 princes are free to interfere with the earth, seemingly leading to even more sinners coming in because of their influence. We see this very explicitly in episode 3 of season 1 of Helluva, where Vraska and her posse are sneaking up to Earth in order to seduce and arouse humans. This is a very common thing for the succubus species, who, according to Stolas, are among the few with easy access to the Earth. Paimon specifically mentioned wanting Stolas to learn the prophecies surrounding Earth, which we know to have large significance to apocalyptic literature like the Book of Revelations. These end times, of course, focus on a final battle between the forces of good, the angels, and the forces of evil, the demons. Thus far, hell seems to be a mistake that Lucifer made, but one that he can't escape, so as of now, we can't really say how his story and Helluva's story would reconcile, if they ever decide to try and do so with one of the shows. As it stands, regardless of the reasons why Lucifer can't stop the other princes from interfering with the Earth if he no longer wants that to happen, their ongoing interference does play into the ancient aliens theory, which suggests that the divine entities of earlier mythology are actually just ancient people's understandings of alien beings. In the case of ancient cultures like Mesopotamia, these beings were the Elu, or often referred to today as the Anunnaki, the lower gods descended from Anu, who were known for creating the humans to do farming work so the gods themselves wouldn't have to. To modern historians, these stories seem to symbolize one tribe of humans inflicting an agricultural lifestyle on another, teaching farming to a peoples who had not learned it yet, but then using them to farm enough food for their own tribe without having to do any of the work themselves. However, in the ancient aliens theory, these entities are believed to be actual aliens who came down to Earth in order to force humans to do farming for them. You would think aliens with such advanced technology wouldn't need raw human labor to produce food for their species, with us here on Earth already relying so much more so on machinery in our relatively less advanced state without the ability to easily travel and transfer food to other planets or even solar systems like the supposed aliens. But that's where the portals come in. In Hazbin Hotel, the demons aren't presented as aliens who mastered space travel the way we are trying to with rockets, but rather they have access to, let's say, more metaphysical powers that we could just call magic, or that they would even call magic within the show. Abilities that stem from a stronger connection with how the world around them actually works. As such, the aliens of hell aren't more advanced than the humans, simply more powerful and more cunning. They are beings who outlive humans as a whole, and with their ability to travel back and forth with ease, can manipulate the entire cultures of humanity from a safe distance. With this one power and longer lifespans, the demons already have everything they need to warp the futures of humans and change hell for themselves. Even without these sinners coming in from Earth, they would be able to take and use whatever developments the humans made for themselves as well. At the end of the day, however, it's important to keep in mind that the show hasn't gone full ancient alien sci-fi with this, as the entities of heaven and hell, as alien as they may seem, are directly related to the humans. The angels, of course, made the humans, and did so with the intent of having angelic souls like themselves afterwards. The angels of heaven and the demons native to hell all stem, it would seem, from the embodiment of good and the embodiment of evil, which we see in the opening narration of Charlie's storybook in Hazbin Hotel. While they are technically aliens in that they are from alien planets within our material world, it would seem, the connection between the humans and the angels or demons, as well as those two to their embodiments of good and evil, make us all related in a way more closer to the spiritual interpretations of the mythic texts and not so much the ancient aliens theory. But what do you guys think? And if you think the animations in the background of my videos are cool, consider checking out this video where you can see how I got my angel form. The more those videos get watched, the more we can afford to pay our animator Aldo to make cool new animations. Like, look at this one here with my little pet here playing with a ball. Isn't he cute? Don't you want more of that? His name is Deep Dive, by the way. Go check the video out, link in the pinned comment down below.